Hoo boy, this one's gonna be a fun one. In my Linkin Park review, I heavily criticized the band's music, but overall gave them credit for being able to constantly adapt to the ever-changing world of music. Seeing Linkin Park live is a lot different than watching System of a Down or Evanescence. By seeing them live, you realize exactly what makes them so adaptable, their band dynamics. While obviously Mike Shinoda and Chester Bennington are gonna have the most spotlight, every single band member gets some time to shine in one way or another, and it's pretty great. As for show recommendations, I actually suggest the shows from around the Thousand Suns era. This is right before their electronic sound became generic on its own, but right around the time when the band was starting to get more adventurous. Of course, I know some fans aren't super big on the electronic sound, but I found this era was the most enjoyable for me. Bennington does less screaming around this era, unless it helps the song, and you hear it less exaggerated here, unlike a lot of the other eras of the band. What's really great about Linkin Park is that some of the songs you may not have liked very much in their studio versions can sound absolutely fantastic in a live setting. I remember absolutely hating Bleed It Out when I first heard it, but in a live setting, I realized it's actually a pretty great punchy song. It has an intense rhythm that gets you ready and pumped for more awesome music. This is also where I discovered that Faint is actually a classic song. I had a lot of fun listening to it in a live setting, and because of that, I love it every time I hear it now. Of course, Linkin Park's problems with their studio sound do bleed into the live sound. The annoyingly terrible songs are still annoyingly terrible, the boring songs are still boring, and the cheesy songs are still cheesy. But you gotta give the band credit for being able to hold themselves together. Where bands like My Chemical Romance have broken up due to inter-band conflicts, it doesn't look like Linkin Park really suffers from this, and you get that vibe by seeing them on stage. And that alone makes them deserving of respect and watching them live.